U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry has warned that the United States is drawing closer to imposing more sanctions on Russia for backing separatists in Ukraine's eastern and southern provinces. Speaking in Washington, D.C., America's top diplomat said Russia had chosen an illegitimate course of armed violence to create enough chaos in the east to force Ukraine to overreact and create an excuse for military intervention.
This is a full-throated effort to actively sabotage the democratic process through gross external intimidation that has been brought inside Ukraine, and it is worse even.
Kerry said U.S. leaders know that Russian intelligence services have been involved in backing pro-Russian militias who have seized more than a dozen buildings, most of them in Donetsk province, the home of ousted former President Viktor Yanukovych. Russia has repeatedly denied the presence of special forces troops in eastern Ukraine, although independent reports indicate that Russian troop units and special forces have funded and recruited pro-Russian insurgents in the region. Photos released last week by the Ukrainian government and endorsed by the U.S. State Department show what appears to be the same men in Crimea and eastern Ukraine. Vladimir Putin on April 17th admitted that he had lied when he said that Russian troops were not active in Crimea ahead of a sham referendum over the peninsula's annexation by Moscow. Putin said on March 4th that the so-called self-defense units in Crimea were volunteer militias, flatly denying that Russian troops were operating in the area. The Ukrainian government says it has arrested more than 24 Russian citizens in eastern Ukraine who have received training from Russia's intelligence service. Armed separatists continue to man barricades and occupy buildings in eastern cities, including Slavyansk, where they have captured several government offices.